It's so interesting listening back now. I've listened to it a couple times since I booked it and kind of tried to figure out, I'm like, why?
Right.
So having done a fair amount of voiceover training, and especially with Darcy Smith on vocal combat, so that's really going into like barks and onos. So for people who don't know, in video games, that's like the yelling or the extraneous sounds you make, like when you're climbing a wall, you're like, and you're making those funny sounds, or if you're yelling and screaming. So video games have a lot of really vocally strenuous things. One thing you always want to do in auditions is show range, so show options. So I think I did that fairly well in terms of like setting the tone for what was happening in the scene, so you can hear it. And sometimes it's just a soldier sitting around camp and nothing's going on. They're just like shooting the shit with their comrade. And then other times they're in combat or they're in a heightened state and they're like, but it's the same line, but you're telling a story and you're really bringing it to life. And that's what you have to do in voiceover. And then also, I think I showed the range of barks and onos. So that's being able to yell and project. They do that in the sessions as well. So it's like you go from regular speaking parts to slightly raised to yelled to screaming. And so you progress through that throughout the session so that you leave the most vocally strenuous stuff for last. And also because you can wear your voice out. So the sessions are only 2 hours. About an hour of that at least is just regular, starting to maybe get into some raised things, and then yelling and screaming, which I love. It's so fun. Like you're standing in this padded box, just letting loose. It's great. But you still have to focus and like, okay, so this is the scenario. This is who I'm talking to. What's happening in my imagination? Like they don't give you that. They don't show you any pictures. You get nothing. So it really is all your imagination.